Dream Season has been the flagship video series for Drury Outdoors for a number of years. You know, a long time ago, we coined the phrase, "The revolution continues."
What is that revolution that we refer to? Well, as we've evolved, as we've aged, our priorities changed just a little bit. No longer is it just about the deer hunting and the information that we've learned from hunting these deer. Now it's about the bonds that we share, the fun times that we have while we're hunting.
We've never been afraid to go outside of the box. How do we do it? We do it by hiring the best editors in the world. We do it by hiring the best subcontractors in the world. These guys are killers. I mean, they put together some phenomenal footage.
Our videos have always been different, and they always will be. We try to never conform. We try never to be the popular type producer out there.
We've never had a mold per se that we had to follow.
We always try to do things the way we see fit and the way we feel as if hunting should be portrayed. To bring you what we feel in our hearts is important as it pertains to deer hunting and the sport of hunting those deer.
To say that the revolution continues is really not too far to grasp for Drury Outdoors. We're going to stick to it and follow it.
And it continues within this installment, Dream Season 13. Please enjoy it. As we always say, it was created for you. When you're putting out a camera and you're trying to take good pictures, look at the scene, look at the surroundings, and try to visualize in your mind, what's this picture going to look like? If there's a lot of things in the background that are going to prevent deer from getting in close to the camera, and you have a lot of brush and a lot of obstruction between you and the deer, between your camera and the deer, your pictures are going to show that. I like fairly big open areas. A lot of times I'll come in ahead of time and mow, put the camera up, and make sure I've got a pretty scene out the background, because if you're going to take a picture, it might as well be a pretty one.
Well, we had awesome weather today, which was cool. We got 9 cameras out, and we're going to try to get 2 more in before the night ends, because it's getting dark, and hopefully we'll be back up in the morning getting more out. So it's been a fun day.
You know what'll be even more fun?
What? Looking at the pictures.
When we get to check them all.
Yeah.
Well, I would tell you that I can't remember the last time in early October I was this excited to go deer hunting, but I can. It's been the last 7 nights. October 1, opening day here in Iowa. The weather front of all weather fronts for early October. There are very few windows where these deer will get up and move. The first week or the first 12, 13 days of October are one of those good windows. I can't wait to get in the stand. There's nothing better than checking all those pictures that you've gotten all summer, all those velvet bucks, and then shedding their velvet and into the season, and seeing if you can put yourself in a position to take one of those deer. The ultimate chess match begins tonight. They're definitely moving with this weather. Awesome, awesome evening. Huge buck, huge buck. Huge buck. Probably 165, 170. He's 3.5. I'm gonna pass him, but he's a buck. Well, nestled into our trusty little ground line, we have the ultimate setup as far as a biologic maximum field. Here it is, October the 2nd. It's 46, 47 degrees. Rain's coming down. I mean, these ingredients generally the deer move. We're hoping that these deer come out of the north. We've got a west wind. We just need a deer to do what he's supposed to do. He acts really nervous. You gotta love the windy days. These suckers are so skittish. The wind scares them. Everything scares them. Oh, another buck, another buck. Giant. Big, big buck. Now I know why the other one ran. I'd run too if he was after me. Big, giant 9-point, 170 class deer. The wind's got them all nerved up. Well, I would tell you that I can't remember the last time in early October I was this excited to go deer hunting, but I can. It's been the last 7 nights. Tonight's October the 8th. It's been front after front, north wind after north wind. We've got another north wind today. Add into the equation the fact that it rained all night, rained all day today. It quit about an hour and a half ago. I mean, the ingredients are just perfect. We've been seeing unbelievable movement. Hopefully tonight we'll get to see the buck that we want to see and get him within range. But we have been blessed with the best weather I can remember in my life for early October. Off we shall go. Definitely a shooter. Definitely a shooter. What a monster. 40-yard shot. I held a little low and I hit low. My heart is pounding 90 to nothing. I hope that rage did its job, baby. I hope that rage did its job. Man, man, I was a little low, but it was quartering in. That big 9-point, I got so many pictures of that deer, and we encountered him the other night. Awesome hunt, awesome, man. Now we say our bow hunter prayers. We're gonna back out of here. Hope that the rain's done, which I think it is. And then we'll be back at first light after that big guy. It's supposed to get down in the high 20s, low 30s tonight, so we're all right to slip out. He came a little lower than I wanted, but reviewed the footage, and I feel like I got in there. So if that rage did what I think it did, we'll be smiling in the morning. Fun time, tough time. Got to see what we did. The good thing about video is you can come back and examine those hits, and we've got the luxury of cold temperatures tonight. So we're gonna look at it in slow-mo over and over and try and figure out, make a plan how we're gonna proceed with the track job and everything. But I know I'm low, but hopefully the angle was such where I got in there on him. He's a 5.5-year-old buck. I actually passed this deer when he was 3.5. Aaron Bennett and I had a great encounter with him out of a ground blind. I think I saw him late that year then, late season muzzleloader. Last year did not see him, had pictures of him last year. Beautiful deer, great pictures of him again this year. It's a little higher than I thought it was in the field. I think we're in good shape, man. I think we just took him out, Joe. Did you see where that arrow hit, baby? Oh man, I think we got him. There's the reaction I wanted to have in the blind. I couldn't do it because I just saw low. It's a lot better than I thought, man. I think we're in good shape. We'll go look for him in the morning, but I believe that arrow did what it's supposed to do. It should have taken liver, lung, perhaps. I mean, his angle helped. We'll go check it out in the morning, but I feel a lot better now than I did in that blind. Big Joe, check that out right there. Through all this jungle, look at this. Yeah, baby. First things first, be happy to put a tag on this giant deer. How about an exclamation point to the best early week of October bow hunting I think I've ever had. Just amazing. Terry and I have always felt that October is one of the best times to be out there, particularly on feed, when you have a cold front. When that first big cold front comes, which almost always seems to be in October, they get on their feet and move, and that gets accentuated even more when it's early October and they're still in that heavy feed pattern. And indeed he was. We actually saw him twice this week. First time he came out, the wind was really strong. He was a little jiggery. He was right there at the end of the biologic. But last night he came out, strolled up there, gave me a 40-yard shot. I couldn't be more happy to be sitting behind this 5-year-old buck. Saw him as a 3-year-old, passed him about half a mile from here. Last year pictures, no sightings. This year, awesome summer pictures. And happy to see him coming last night, even more happy to find him this morning. What a giant.
Well, I don't know of anything that can be more special than to have your wife involved in what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's hunting or if it's golf or maybe it's even your work. Hunting is one of those things that requires a great deal of time because you want to spend as many hours as you possibly can in a tree stand, but then you've got a better half that's sitting at home, changing diapers or feeding a screaming baby, or maybe a teenager that's out on Saturday night with the automobile. There's a lot of responsibility that's left for the mom to deal with, and you just kind of are oblivious to that. Hunting challenges those bonds that are built between a husband and a wife. We're gonna see how Ben and Melody Rising balance this high wire axe.
Well, here we go. I'm headed down to Ben's. We've got a deer. We've got a really big deer. We got named Slammer. Hopefully tomorrow is Slammer time. We're ready to get this party started this year.
Me and my partner Jared Hawkins have started a new company called Wolf Creek Outfitters. We leased up a couple farms this year that we'd never had before. One of these leases I started running some Reconyx cameras on. We're gonna check this camera here. One thing I'm doing, where I put these cameras, where these real big deer are, I don't put them anywhere that I gotta walk to them. That's where a lot of people mess up using these cameras. You know, me and Tim, we run them on the fringes, and that's where we stay. 882 pictures. Well, the big deer wasn't on there, which is kind of good and kind of bad because I saw him last night. I come up here and I was sitting on the hill and I watched. It's kind of good to know, like Tim said, he goes, well, at least we know where not to hunt. So, and I watched him last night and he's still in the same spot that he's always at. So we'll just have to see. I'll check these other cameras here in a second. We'll see what they got on them. It's pretty bad when you pull your camera and you got ticks on it. He's oh, there's blood. You don't punish that little tick.
Huh?
Slammer, and he is definitely a slammer. These beautiful deer, but you know how these big mature deer are, they never do the same thing all the time like you'd like them to, and that's what he's doing. He's just doing different stuff. He's coming out all over the field now. He's in the same general area bedding, but he comes out in a different spot, and I just don't feel confident enough to go in there and try to hunt him in his bed. I'm gonna try to kill him on these edges while he's still walking in daylight. Just have to see what happens. Stick to my guns and try to not get too nervous, but I am nervous now. So we'll just have to see. That's why they call it hunting and not killing. Check the radar on my cell phone. It's gonna hit us in probably about an hour. And he usually moves anywhere from 6:30 to 7:30. It's definitely gonna be raining when he moves. He's underneath there somewhere. It's pouring on. Nice one. It's nice having that little bucket through here. He never busted us. Dead downwind, that's great. Oh yeah, it's him, it's him. We got that sucker. Yeah. He's hurt bad. Oh, he's done. Yes. Taste him. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus. I don't deserve a deer like that, but I've worked my butt for that. Hey, Ben, you didn't have a clue what that deer was doing, did you? Huh? You do your homework, it pays off. I've got so many pictures. I've spent so much time documenting that deer. That's one of my proudest moments right there. I know it's not as big as my 204, but That's one of my proudest deer right there, to take a deer of that caliber and of that size with a bow. He has got to be a 6, 7-year-old deer. I mean, he is a giant. It's my first deer ever hunting this farm, and it proves that you can go out and do it. You find a new place, you can kill deer like that. Oh my gosh. Can you believe this deer? He's bigger than I thought he was. Tell me what looks good.
You cannot hold that thing the wrong way, dude. Right there, just, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can you believe this? Me and Tim, dude, we have had such good luck. We've worked so hard for this deer. First night of season, we knocked this bad boy down. Now I can concentrate on my business, Wolf Creek Outfitters, guiding my hunters to deer like this now. Holy smokes. I'm so happy right now. I just can't even explain it. It's unbelievable. I have dreamed of this deer so much. I've spent so much time watching this deer. I'm dedicating this deer to my wife's grandpa, Pap. He was my biggest fan in the deer hunting world. He just passed away here a month ago. Almost a month to the day. So it's for you, Pap.
You only get one, but that's a good one to put it on.
It's been 7 years since the last time I was able to get a buck for anything actually on film for Drury Outdoors. Ben and I were able to get out on the 4th day of opening season.
It's a really cold, kind of drizzly kind of day, which is kind of odd for September. And we're hunting over a food plot, hoping maybe something will come in.
Smoked her. You smoked her.
Holy crap. That felt pretty good.
Darn, it does.
That one's for you, Zach.
It's a natural born killer.
I'm gonna hurry up and get down out of this tree and run over and tag her real quick so I can get back up in here and try and get another deer. I got back up in the tree stand and it wasn't very long at all, and a buck popped out to my right. I should have drawn back sooner, and I thought he was going to see me, so I waited, and then he turned, and I'm not sure if I hit him too far back.
Nice buck.
Yeah, he was. 5 long years. Either been pregnant or had a little one at home.
We went back and looked at the footage, and I did end up hitting him high, kind of far back. Not a very good shot, so we're gonna go ahead and get down now and let him sit for the rest of the night. Hopefully we'll be able to find him in the morning. I hope to God we find him in the morning.
You ready to go get mommy's buck? Mel has not got to hunt in like 5 years because of all of our children and raising the family, and she's suffered a lot for us and sacrificed a lot for me and Tim to to do some hunting, and now with this outfitting business. And she loves to hunt, so we finally was able to get her out this year because my oldest boy, Zach, is old enough to babysit some and help out, and we got her in a stand, and she's basically a natural born killer. She ended up killing 2 deer last night, a doe and a buck. We let the buck lay all night last night, so sure enough, me and Jared come in here this morning, and took us a little bit of time, but we worked out the trail and we found him. So she's gonna get to go see it now. So, I have a feeling my taxidermy bill is gonna get expensive this year.
Baby.
It's my baby.
Yeah.
That's you.
You're gonna be a deer hunter, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Even though you're a princess. What do you think, Peanut?
Princess don't hunt.
Briar.
All I have to say is thank God for Regis, because they most certainly did the job. We got both of them here, nothing like getting 2 on one day, so I couldn't be tickled more.
Well, this is our little check station here in Killbuck, Ohio. Garver's gas station. Nice little old-time gas station. Garver's a good guy. He checks all our deer in for us. And it's just a nice little run country store. Pretty awesome little deal. Good name for a town too, Killbuck.
Marriage and relationships take effort. It takes commitment on both parts in order for them to be beneficial to both sides. That gets especially challenging when deer hunting is involved by one of the 2 spouses. However, when both of those spouses share that same passion for whitetail deer hunting, then all of a sudden it goes to new levels. You explore new times together. You have to balance work and family with that passion. But if you can sneak away and you can share that passion together, the bond gets stronger. Well, it gets really, really strong for Tim and Candace as we head to Hadley Creek. It's time for that second honeymoon.
Today's the day we've been waiting for a very long time. We're gonna get on the road. It is 5:30 and head to Hadley Creek.
Well, I'm still waiting for Candace. There she comes. I've never been so happy to get out of Ohio. We're going to Hadley. Hadley needs no introduction. Everybody knows about Hadley Creek. If not, you've been living under a rock. Me and Candace are headed there. We got a week. We got 2 tags. I'm going to be filming her. She's going to be filming me. It's going to be a little different than me and Ben hunting. She won't be quite as warm to snuggle up to as Ben, but...
That's disgusting.
You're a better kisser than Ben. Got a good vibe about this trip. It's kind of a second honeymoon for us, I guess. But we just want to go have fun. The forecast says we got some rain coming. Temperatures 50, 40, which ain't bad, but I like it to be a little bit cooler than that in the morning. But we're gonna get out here and see what happens. You smell that?
What's that?
Death. Smell death. It's unreal. This place is like a well-oiled machine, Hadley Creek. Welcome to Illinois.
First morning, we're up pretty early trying to get stuff ready. And Candace is gonna be in a tree, first time at Hadley Creek. We're excited. I know it doesn't sound like it because it's early, but we're excited.
kill him? Huh? Candace, can you shoot him?
That was so neat. He knew something wasn't right, but my heart was pounding and I couldn't get my breathing under control. Darn it.
Well, that was a giant 8-pointer, probably a 5-year-old. They'd done just a little bit of calling to this deer up here in this clover field. I wanted to see what he was. I could just see horns. I couldn't tell how big he was. And that buck that was in the clover come to the edge, and he got sidetracked by a deer, a doe. And they didn't get out of sight in 10 seconds, and you know when something's watching you. I turned around and looked, and all I could see was this white face staring at me, and I knew it was a giant. Get your blood boiling. Boiling.
I was screwed up.
You're screwed.
Today is day 2 of our Hadley Creek hunt. It is supposed to be rainy. I'd like to get back in on that buck we saw last night. I was dreaming about him.
Never sat in a stand here at Hadley and not seen deer. Just dead. I mean, graveyard dead. Last night we had a south wind, so we hunted that side of it. When this front movement, the wind switch is supposed to be north, northeast, northwest. It's just been swirling on us. Ain't no deer moving.
He went down. We actually did. Oh, he went down. Oh, thank God. And I never looked at his rack. Is he okay? I didn't look.
He'll do.
Oh, thank God.
You did so good. Right here. He ran this way. What do you think of Hadley?
I love it. I'm so glad we got to come.
It's definitely a magical place. This is a hunt that me and Ben won 2 years ago. We competed in dream season. He's doing an outfitting thing now. He's got Wolf Creek Outfitters. And this time of year, obviously, he can't leave the state of Ohio. So he was gracious enough to let me bring Candace along. I told her all summer long, keep shooting your bow, keep practicing. And I guess it paid off a little bit, huh? What a beautiful deer. The epitome of what Pike County has to offer, Hadley Creek. Just a magical place. You gotta come and give it a try, at least once.
And bring your wife.
Bring your wife. We're gonna celebrate tonight, that's for sure. Candace is gonna be texting and sending pictures and high-fiving like there's no tomorrow. And I couldn't be happier for her.
I can't wait to take him back to camp.
The nice thing about it is, I'm up to bat
I
now.
got 5 whole days.
I got 5 whole days. And don't even think about it. I ain't going home early, I don't care. It's October 27th. Candace killed her buck yesterday. We're still pretty fired up. We're going back into a spot that me and Rick hung a set for. We've got an east to southeast wind. So we're going to a really good spot. It's basically a white oak ridge. It's got a little pond down in the bottom, with just a low line area. Makes a little funnel. Got a little dike, a little hole back the deer gotta come around. It's a good spot, so we're just gonna slip in there, see if we can't pull the rug out from underneath another big one. He didn't go far. I've always wanted to say that. He ain't going far. I mean, he gave me a chip shot. I can't pass that shot up. I mean, he might not be he's definitely not the biggest deer in the woods, but he's a good one. And I had my wife film me. That's the first deer she's ever filmed me shoot. Second time she's ever filmed me, period. It's been a struggle for me at home, and I'm not gonna kick a gift horse in the mouth. He's a good buck, he's mature, you know, he's not a 2-year-old. I mean, driving 10 hours, Pike County, Illinois, hunting with Hadley Creek, Stacy Ward and these guys. That's a good buck, and I'm proud to take him. And with that rage eats him up. Just like I'm about to eat this breakfast bar up. There he is, right there. Dead deer. He's pretty good from here. Well, here he is. Beautiful 11 point. Just a rut and full this time of year. Everywhere you walk right now, you just smell buck. I mean, these deer are getting with it right now. It's that time of year. Just for us to even be here right now is somewhat of a miracle. Our family's at home taking care of our kids. My dad's running my trucks for me, which we appreciate very much so. Everything that our family's doing for us so we can come out here and enjoy this. Here in Pike County, Illinois, Hadley Creek, I couldn't be any happier. Hopefully I get to come back. I probably never will, but just a beautiful place.
But then there's always the challenge of hunting with your children. And you know, whether it would be a son or whether it be a daughter, you know, these children as they grow up, it's always fun to spend that time in the woods and bond with them. And we as producers really are adamant about promoting that, and we think it's very special. A boy, particularly, is a little bit easy to manage, and they're pretty easy to teach. A daughter now, on the other hand, is a little bit more challenging, particularly throughout the teenage years, 11, 12, 13, and 14. It's a challenge that you never know which side of the bed they're going to wake up on, and I can say that with confidence, having 2 daughters. Every daughter is a little bit different. Well, I'm going to say that Mark may have a few challenges ahead that he don't know about yet, because I think Taylor is so much like him, she's going to take him to task and put him through the paces.
Well, looking forward to this weekend. It's youth season in Missouri, and we're going to trade that chaos in for a new little toy Taylor got. This came from our friends at Thompson Center, Craig Cushman, and topped it with a beautiful Nikon scope, and we're going to see just how well little Pink shoots today. Little .223 caliber and a Thompson Encore. What a pretty gun, complemented with a pink gunsling. That's a sweet shooting little gun right there. Thank you, Craig Cushman. Very nice of him to do that. All right, we are about to make the weekly drop. Taylor's been in school all week. Tomorrow is Missouri youth season. And this year she's bringing her friend Brinley with her. And gonna get the girls from Mama here, who was nice enough to bring them up towards the farm. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be in school?
No. Hunting is an excuse. It's
What?
a holiday. It's hunting season. Good excuse. It is so windy.
You girls are, it is crazy windy.
This is crazy. Why is it so windy?
I don't know. What do you think, Tay? You want to sit in this?
No.
In the morning it's supposed to lay though. Look out. Taylor's up. It's the Missouri youth season. And we get the cold front of all cold fronts. And I'm like, we've got to get in the woods. I know she doesn't like to get up. Time for a wake-up call. I'm going to go to Iowa if you don't. You want to go? It is morning. You want to sleep in? I'm getting changed. I'm going to Iowa. I told her last night, I said, I'm going to wake you a couple times. If you don't go, if you don't get up, I'm going. She's unbelievable.
Dad's wake-up calls drive me absolutely crazy. You might say that I'm an afternoon hunter. I mean, the weekend thing, I'm all about sleeping in. I mean, doesn't a girl need her beauty sleep?
She won't get out of bed. I said, there's no way I'm missing this morning. Joe and I jumped in the truck. Boom, we're on our way. Today is opening day of the Missouri youth season, and my intention was to hunt with Taylor and Brinley this morning. My little hunters wouldn't get up, so we've got a 35-degree morning, 33 degrees here in this bottom, west winds, and Joe and I headed to Iowa. We're going to climb a tree, one of my favorite trees here in Iowa, and I'm coming to the realization that Taylor's not much of a morning hunter. She's sleeping in, we're climbing a tree, and we'll reconvene at the Missouri farm for this afternoon's hunt. 6:50. We're going to be just in the nick of time. This morning was made for deer hunting. It's Halloween. Pressure's on the rise. And we're in the right tree. This is what I call brushy bottom. I really thought it could be the best spot I've ever hung in my life. It's that cool. This was designed for these deer to come down all these fingers and get down here and where they bed and then play around all morning. Hopefully we're in the playground this morning. I think we are. We'll see if they're out to play. It is crystal cold, crystal clear, calm, high pressure morning. Didn't take long. We saw the first antlers of the morning. Whew. It is on. Coming straight at us, Joe. just had Chiquita come in the backside of this tree. I had a 40-yard shot and I couldn't get him. I'm gonna try and rattle. First, we got a 4 or 5-year-old 10-point 160 class. Chiquita, that's the second time I've ever seen him in my life. Comes out right here. I got him at 40 yards. I just get the full draw. He steps out of my. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Let's not in. Let's take a shot. Jump right here. What a giant, one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen in my life. Second time I've ever laid eyes on him this morning. That's Chiquita. That's Chiquita. I had him at 30 yards and I hit him high. I can't believe I did that, but I think I got it. Came to full draw on that deer 3 times this morning. Had him at 40 and I almost got a shot. Rattled, didn't come, grunted, growled, snort wheezed, the new hyper growl. Boom, I look up and he's standing here at 35 yards. Comes straight in, gives me a shot right there. I hit him a little high, but I think we're okay. Boy, I hope that ridge did its job. I hope God, I hit him a little high and a little back. Top liver, I'm hoping. Halloween, high pressure, unbelievable. You talk about what dreams are made of, buddy. Baby, that was a dream. That was a dream. Fun days.
All right. Hits a little bit high. It was like my life flashed in front of my eyes. I mean, here he is, this big 9-point. He was a 10-point last year, a 9.5-year-old buck. I've got so many trail monitoring photos, so much wildlife eye. I remember the first time I ever got wildlife eye of him. I got wildlife eye the next year. It's the buck that is the Land of the Giants' signature buck. He's the buck that's shedding his velvet. I mean, there's such a history with this deer. He literally lived on that farm, but by and large, most of the pictures were always at night. He was always there. I just never could see him. I saw him one time in November of 2008, and then here he is, Halloween morning. I can't believe this. It blew my mind. I went in and actually checked the blood. It was a little gritty. I said, you know what? If this is a liver hit, I'm backing out. It is the Missouri youth season. The weather's right. Back down to Missouri. We hunt that evening, but more on that just a little bit later.
All right, it is officially becoming deer hunting's longest day. We started this morning trying to wake my little angel at about 6 o'clock. She wouldn't get up. The rest you all know. Tonight we go deer hunting in Missouri, and she passed a beautiful 10-point. I think part of it is because he was 3.5, and part of it's because she knew the job we had ahead of us, which was to go look for Chiquita. Liver hit deer, ain't no doubt about it. I went in there today, looked at the blood sign, and confirmed what I saw in the hit. We're going in to track down. Here we are 14 hours later, which is personally what I like to do. It varies drastically in mortality depending on where you hit that liver. I'm high, so I wanted to wait. We'll see if we can't bring old Chiquita home. If we find him, we're going to do a quick recovery and we'll do all the good stuff tomorrow because it's late. Good eyes, Taylor. There's blood right there. Keep going. See it? Hey.
We got him.
Oh, I'm so glad you slept in.
God.
He is down. Chiquita is down. Check this out. Oh, Taylor. Look at this buck. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming with me to track him. Fun stuff right here, man. Chiquita. It's late at night, so what we're gonna do, we wanted to come in and get the recovery, so what we're gonna do is get him out of here. We're a long way back in. We've got a full night's work ahead of us. We're gonna go back, get some rest, and we'll set him up for a good and proper hero tomorrow. But here he is, Chiquita. Tell you what, you stay here with him and gut him, and I'll go get the bad boy. Yeah, right. It's the morning after, one of the best days you could possibly have as a whitetail hunter. As I sit here behind just an incredibly framed, totally mature 8 or 9 year old deer, 8.5 or 9.5, a buck we called Chiquita. We nicknamed him that because of the curvature in every tine. They each look like a banana, even his brow tines. And we gave him that name years ago. I've known this buck since he was probably 4 or 5. Had pictures of him on the Wildlife Eye, lots of reconics photos. Actually saw him last year on October the 30th, and here it is this year, Halloween morning. And Taylor decides to sleep in. It was youth season, and I'm so glad she did. And I almost got him at 40 yards, came to full draw. Then I came to full draw at 30, and then finally got an arrow in him at 25. He is an awesome buck, and it's the awesome ending to a 5-year quest to try and see him and even be more lucky to harvest him. We've got all kinds of sheds to this deer, and now we've actually got the deer. Unbelievable story. Chiquita is finally on video. Unbelievable. Great day to be a deer hunter. Great day. I have never been so glad that Taylor slept in my life. Thank you, honey.
Well, that morning, I know my dad wanted me to hunt, but I know he's glad I slept in, and I'm glad I slept in. You know, the track job was an amazing time, and it was something that I will never forget.
Now, let's go back and see what kind of activity we had that night during the Missouri youth season.
It's youth season in Missouri, it's Halloween, and I have my friend Brinley. Tonight will be our first hunt together, and I got the gun in hand, so hopefully we will get one. My dad killed one this morning, so hopefully we can get 2 in one day.
And Brinley, this is your first deer hunt, right?
It is.
Are you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the 3-year-old 140's 10-point came out. Talk about the ultimate temptation.
New chapter for Miss Taylor, in my opinion. In the past, I've kind of given her a lot of guidance as to what was a shooter, what wasn't. And I thought going into that field, we might just see a beautiful 10-point. He walked out, I simply picked up the camera, started filming, and I just watched her. She, on her own, decided not to shoot that deer. She felt as if he was 3.5. What might happen when he turns to 4? Like I said, new chapter. We'll find out whether she regrets passing that beautiful 3.5-year-old buck.
Youth season came and went, didn't have any luck, but I knew Missouri rifle season was right around the corner.
Give me an interview. How many is that today?
18 longbeards.
Are you ready for spring turkey season?
Yes, but I'm also ready to kill a deer.
The 2 to 4 movement is amazing.
It's awesome. It's fired up out here. I've never seen so many deer in my life. I mean,
was talking about the turkeys. I said it was going to be good move, but I didn't say it was going to be deer.
The way these deer move in is just unbelievable. It's nothing like I've ever seen.
Thanks for bringing me out to see these deer. I always knew this is what it was really like. Yeah, just see nothing.
Just my luck, it rained and rained. It was a total washout. We saw lots of deer, what deer I might add, but just not the right deer. But that's okay. The late Missouri muzzleloader season lined up exactly with my Christmas break, and I knew I had 8 days to hunt.
Finals are Monday and Tuesday, so the agreement was this weekend if she came up and we were hunting, she was going to study in the blind. As we're backing out, I said, do you have your homework? No. Do you want to just go on? No. We're going to grab the homework and do the agreement. Otherwise, she won't do it. We got an interesting situation tonight. It's the first season of muzzleloader, and we've already went through youth season. We went through rifle season. We've been through a long bow season. No shot opportunities yet. Hopefully tonight, with the muzzleloader in hand, we got a bean field in front of us and a freshly cut cornfield they just finished today. It's gotta be good. Okay, she's off the field. Oh, I'm serious. She just walked off.
No, she didn't.
She did too. We can't do anything right this year.
Well, we're getting ready to shoot a doe because I haven't shot anything this season, so we're gonna break the ice so I can at least say I've killed something. Okay, so I go down to try to get my earplugs in, and she walked off. And
She was out there 30 minutes.
Yeah, she's been standing there for 30 minutes.
It's kind of the way our season's going. It really doesn't get much more brutal than this. It's in the teens. We've got about 7 or 8 inches of fresh snow. Why am I zooming in? Sorry. I mean, we're going to a standing bean field. Maybe tonight will be the night for Ted. It's been a long season. Here we are, December 26th. Late Christmas present, we hope. Oh.
What was that?
My head.
Oh. I'm sorry.
He kicked me right in the head like a mule.
So far we've walked through like a foot of snow. I've kicked my dad in the head. And I just fell.
We're a touch late, but there's no deer out. It'll be all worth it if my little mule that kicked me in the head on the way in the blind kills a deer.
Basically, my dad has killed 7 deer and I have 0. So you see who is having a good season.
To that, I say school gets in the way of everything.
Okay, well, we've now seen about 36 deer. We're getting anxious because anytime now we're hoping a shooter will walk out.
What are the odds?
Big shooter steps out, 150 class deer. Just my luck this season, he shed one side. Unbelievable. Can this season get any worse? We saw a lot of deer tonight, but no mature bucks. And now, a mature buck walks out about high 140, 150, and he's already shed one side. So, awesome. This season actually cannot get any worse.
Well, if you want, you can shoot him and we can start shed hunting.
Youth season, rifle season, muzzleloader season passed. No luck, but Missouri has a late youth season, and I had the pink gun back in my hand. Well, it's January 2nd, and it is the second use season for rifle. We've only been here about 30 or 45 minutes and we got 11 deer on the field. Finally, what I've been waiting for this whole season, a shooter steps out. He's big. Okay, we have a lot of deer on the field. We've probably seen about 50 deer tonight. And a really mature big buck just came out. So we're gonna wait till it turns broadside. I'm gonna get the window open because our wind's kind of pushing it. And hopefully we'll get a shot at him.
There he is. There's your shot, sweetie. Once you open it, get it open and kill it. Go, go, go. Hold on, another buck coming. Let me look at him. Nope, this one's better. Tell me when and then I'll tell you. Kill him. Load it and shoot him again. Load it and shoot him again. Quickly. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so excited right now. I just shot the biggest deer of my life. Oh, I'm so pumped right now. I'm just excited. 2 nights ago, I got a doe with my bow. Now tonight, I just got the biggest buck of my life.
Yeah!
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh. I am pumped.
I am too. That is awesome, Tay.
Yes, it is. He's big.
He's nice.
Well, what a great way to end my season. It's been a rough one, but I've had a lot of fun all along. And tonight we came out, -2 degrees, about a foot of snow on the ground, cloudy. We just knew the deer were gonna move. We got nestled in our box blind and we saw about 50 deer and he came out and I was like, oh my goodness. I was shaking, my heart was racing. So we waited till he was broadside. I got the window open and I got my pretty pink gun with me, and thanks to Craig Cushman and all the TC crew, and he was down for good. And all I can say is, what a great way to end the season.
You know, dream season in the sport of deer hunting has many, many different meanings. Not so much what those antlers mean, but what that bond means. The bonds that are shared between friends, between family, whether it be between husband and wife, father and child. Other times, it's just a means to get away. It's a way to relieve yourself of some stress and get out there and enjoy the sport, enjoy the outdoors, and enjoy a friend. That's what we're headed to do right now. We're going to Texas with Dan Thurston. He's got a special purpose, if you ask me, in mind. All I can say is, Ingrid, we love you.
You know, there's nothing more fun than getting to go to the great state of Texas and hook up with Al and Ingrid Chaplin. You know, Al, Ingrid, and I had become good friends over the years. Al and Ty were in the original Dream Season cast of Show 1. I met Al and Ty at the Drury Fall meeting several years ago. We've become great friends. You know, about a year ago, the same time, I was supposed to go down and hunt with Al and Ingrid, and she had some bad news given to her about her coming down with cancer.
A little over a year ago, Al and I, after much discussion, decided that we wanted to add to our family. So I'd been visiting a few doctors, and one of them told me that my blood counts seemed a little bit off to him, and the doctor had determined that I had acute leukemia. Little did we know that the cancer was actually going to be the least of our problems for quite some time. A blood infection had colonized and had basically taken over my body. And for the next 2 weeks I was unconscious. And during this time, my extremities, my hands and feet, were being deprived of the blood and oxygen. The result was that both my legs have to be amputated, as well as 5 of my fingers have had to be amputated as well. You know, I always knew I was going to walk again, and I just assumed that shortly after that I would be able to hunt again. And little did I know that my husband didn't think that it quite had to go in that order. He showed up one Saturday afternoon and asked me if I was up for a hunt, and I didn't hesitate a second. I jumped on that fast. All I cared about was that I was doing something that for several months I'd sat in a hospital bed and dreamed about being out and being in this exact situation. It turned out to be my best buck to date. It was 11-point buck, 140 class deer, and it was incredible. Before I knew it, it was late November, and Kansas Dan was coming down to spend a few days with us here on the ranch. Dan is one of those guys he's the real deal. He's genuine. What you see is what you get. And in all honesty, you never really know what you're going to get.
And that looks about like I feel. A little bit crooked. What I always do, go to the feed store in my convertible and get corn. You just put corn in the trunk. What's wrong with people? You know, Mother Nature really outdid herself on this piece of property. Al's family farm of 2,200 acres is an amazing piece of property. And Al had enrolled it in the DNR management programs. Gosh, she had 67 deer we need to harvest off this farm. 2,200 acres, 67 deer? Al, you got your work cut out for you. Some good encounters, but not the right deer. So, time to give it up. It's about 10:30. Al's got the sweetest little spot, he says. Comes right down by the goat pen. I'm out to get the goat pen stud. It's a 10-pointer, hardly no browse. He said he's got some reconics of him last night around 5:30. I don't know what he means by this goat pen stud stuff. You know, these Texans. Contact, mister. Tell me about the goat pen stud. So how many nights have you seen him there?
Hold on. It's the goat shed.
Oh.
I don't know, we've been watching him probably since July, and then he's just been running around there. Usually during the rut they stake up in a different area of the ranch, but for whatever reason, this 5.5-year-old 130 class 10, his ground's right over there, and so we're gonna try to slip y'all in there, and you have a chance at a lot of those bucks that we have on the reconics.
All right, well, let me get my stuff, we'll go.
All right.
Awesome spot. This draw points out. This is the mouth of the draw. It comes right at us. Killer spot. We got a pond right here. They bed here. Come through, get a bite, go get a drink. Great spot. We'll see what happens for the afternoon. Ooh, love it. Give me some contact. No tracking job again. We have sat in the stand about 45 minutes. Al's got pictures of this deer. That is an awesome, awesome buck for this portion of Texas. He shot high again. Gotta check this bow. I shoot practicing, it's fine. When I'm up shooting down, I'm shooting high. My Kansas deer and this deer, both high shots, spine, boom. November 7th, a day I'll not forget. This deer is known as the Goat Shed Stud. I'll never forget when I looked through that brush and saw those chocolate horns. This is the first chocolate horn deer I've killed in years. And talk about a nice one. We got it done. What a fun time here in Blanco, Texas. Now I've got my buck down. We're gonna get out that TAC 15 from PSE, and Ingrid's gonna get her swing at it. Hey there, partner.
Hello, partner. You ready to go?
I was supposed to give you a hug from Mark.
Awesome. Shortly before the hunt, we decided that I needed some practice with this crossbow if I was going to hunt with it tonight.
Dan, I'm excited to shoot this thing. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, the TAC 15 is a new product from PSE, and it is awesome. It takes any AR gun, back half, snaps on, and turns your AR back half into a crossbow.
All right.
Dead bull.
So we've been sitting there for just a little while, and I look up and this little spike buck comes in.
Good shot. I'll be down in a second.
We make a pretty good team, don't we?
You smoked him.
That was so cool.
That TAC-15 is like a rocket ship.
Oh, it's instead of PSE, they need to call it the PS Suite. It was incredible. I loved it. Yeah.
And you know what? This is much better than my kill because this made the trip right here. I am so jacked and so proud of you. I have tears right now.
It was an awesome hunt. I mean, anytime we can be out here and do this, it was, you know, it was an awesome hunt.
Great. All right, I'll get the truck lined up here and we'll get you out.
Okay.
All right. You made an awfully good hit on him.
I know.
And he just went around here. We thought we heard him pile up, but we're gonna get Jag out and track him. And here we go. We're gonna get to see in action TexasDeerTracking.com. That was cool, mister. Like he was on a string.
Hello.
Look at that right there, man. Talk about a perfect shot.
It wasn't the greatest hunt that we had ever had, but it was very satisfying. It was one of those that it was, you know, Dan and I out together, you know, just sharing a moment, kind of bonding with each other. And it wasn't about me sitting out there and not having legs. It was just about two people out hunting and enjoying the wildlife and the scenery and the camaraderie of just being out there together. And I don't think even now that Dan knows how much I enjoyed that and how much it meant to me for him to take me out there and just let me enjoy myself and to not think about being sick or anything else, just to enjoy myself and have a hunt and have a good time with a friend.
Well, spending a few quality moments in the timber with a daughter that loves to hunt is probably the ultimate. It's a special bond that only you and her can experience undisturbed, no distractions, and listen, because they're willing to tell you some things that they may never ever disclose. All I could suggest is to take advantage of it, much like Jeff and Julie Probst. This is a father and daughter that already have a special bond, and this one could be even better. She's out to kill that first deer.
Probably the warmest day we've had all October. It warmed up to 62 degrees today. 3 words: slow, slow, slow. Really not expecting a whole lot being as warm as it is. So. The weather's gotten really hot. We got a south wind. We hunted this morning, didn't see a deer, didn't see nothing last night. The weather's been really turned off warm. November the 6th, 72 degrees. We need a deer to cooperate, so I got my fingers crossed. I want to see that big one bad, even if I couldn't kill him.
Well, today's November the 8th. We're headed out. I'm headed over to the farm, and we are running just a little bit behind, but I'm not too worried because it's about 75 degrees. It's a little after 3 o'clock. I'm going to set on a point tonight in a ground blind. We're going to slip in there, get the decoy out, see if we can't kill one of these big northeast Missouri bucks.
Tell you what, we're gonna travel pretty light tonight. A pair of binoculars, my bow, and my rangefinder. That's all I'm taking in here, so I'm gonna slip on up here and get in the blind. Seems like every year the rut gets warmer. I don't know, we just can't. We had a really cold October. Now here we are in prime rut time in November, and it's hot.
what we got here is, this is a ditch that comes off the main timber to the east. And Chris came in here the other day and he did a really good job. He put up a ground blind and he took some zip ties and got a bunch of corn stalks and he's got it brushed in real good. And there's a cedar on the east side of it where the deer come from. So I'm gonna get in there and get the decoy out and we'll get situated. A little bit of a breeze today, so I came up with a little plan. I put some zip ties on the loops of the legs of this decoy. And we'll use these tent stakes to hold it down. Works really good. I'll tell you what, this is a good setup, man. Chris killed the double throat patch 8 here, 8-pointer about 4 years ago in this same spot, but we were just sitting on the ground. And it's really a bucky spot. There's a lot of bucks hang out here. Right across this field to the southeast, I've had a Reconyx camera running probably since mid-July. And we got a bunch of pictures, various bucks in here, several good shooters. It's just a good spot, so. And the perfect thing is that when the wind is the way it is today, it blows out in the middle of this field, they come out of this corner, they won't smell us. If they try to circle the decoy to get downwind, which they will, we should get them shot before they get downwind. So load up my X-Force and get ready here. We got a doe just came out of the corner down here to the left. Keep staring down into the corner to the east. I bet there's gonna be a buck coming. I'm gonna close this one window. I don't want all these windows open when the deer come up this far. It's okay right now. Here comes a buck. I can't tell what it is yet. I know this deer. He's 15 yards at the most. He's staring at the decoy. He's right beside the blind. Look how old he is. That's a real old, mature management deer. I've got a bunch of pictures of that deer. Been watching him all season on the cameras. We just drilled him right here about 20 yards right in front of the decoy. Old Luminoc lit right up, went right through him. He ran down in this ditch to the south, but he won't go nowhere. That's a good deer to kill because he's all screwed up. You know, huge body, huge. I'd made a decision to shoot him. He won't score nothing, but he's got just a big old gnarly rack on him. And he's a big, mature buck, good buck to shoot. Today is Monday. I shot him last night and we tracked him just a little ways and made a decision to back out. So we came back in here this morning. I found my arrow. We found a whole bunch of blood. We're gonna slip in along this creek bottom. There's a shelf in here along this creek and it's real thick and nasty and that's where he's headed. So any luck, we'll find him. And you talk about a big rug. Big old walnut tree right here on this shelf. Good buck there. I gotta get my mind back on business, get on this blood trail. I get to see them big rubs. Probably him. Got him, buddy. That's him. Oh, look at this big old booger. That is one neat deer right there. Well, what a cool buck. You know, today's November the 9th. We're right here in the prime of the rut here in the Midwest. We're hunting in northeast Missouri. And this deer came in last night. We had a decoy set out on a point. And he did just exactly what you want him to do. He came out of an inside corner and it pinches down right in front of this ground blind. I don't know if we wouldn't have had the boss buck decoy if he would have pulled in there right where we was. I mean, it definitely did the trick. But just a great hunt. He's a really neat deer. And he's got a whole bunch of neat junk on him and split brows, point here, point coming off here, and a unicorn right on his face. And really old deer, fully mature, a good animal to take. Awesome. I'm tickled to death. Old PSC X-Force does it again, Rage Broadhead. Well, you know, for years I've done a lot of hunting with my son Chris, and my daughter Julie's always liked to turkey hunt. She's done a little bit of waterfowl hunting, but last couple years she's took an interest in deer hunting. Well, this particular year, when you know it, a good friend of mine, Tom Ware, he owns Bucks Beware Outfitters over in Illinois, and he's also a fellow Drury team member. We actually called to invite Chris and I over, and I told him, I said, you know, how about I bring my daughter Julie? I'd really like to bring her on a good quality Illinois hunt.
Well, Brother Chris better step aside because Dad's got a new hunting partner.
It's November 20th. It's the opening day of shotgun season over here in Illinois, the first season. We hunted this morning, but it was really foggy. We didn't have any luck. We couldn't see hardly anything at all. So luckily the weather's cleared up. It's a beautiful day out. We're sitting over on a cut cornfield, and they've been seeing a lot of nice bucks come through here. So hopefully we'll have some good luck tonight.
Well, for whatever reason, we only seen like 5 or 6 does that night, no bucks. I was actually shocked. This place looked so good. I just knew we were going to see a big shooter buck back in there, but just didn't work out that first evening.
Well, the second morning, Tom put us in a really good spot. It was a patch of woods between a big cornfield and a bean field.
We have some good weather this morning. It's a little colder than it was yesterday, and not any fog at all, so hopefully we'll get a chance to get a crack at a big buck. There's a lot of turkeys in here this morning. They're going crazy.
Well, not too long after we got set up, Dad and I were watching the field, and we saw a little buck come in.
He walked down past us and kind of went on by us towards the next patch of woods, and he's sitting up there staring into the woods. And well, I had a feeling there was probably another buck in that timber, and wouldn't you know it, just as soon as I thought that, Julie said, "Dad, here comes a big shooter buck."
Buck coming out behind me.
Well, the footage is a little shaky, and I just couldn't help it because it's her first crack at a big buck, and I was trying to lay it down on film, plus help her through the shot process.
You on him? Can you get on him? You got him, honey. He's going down. He's going down. He's down.
I'm so excited. This is my very first buck that I've ever really even had an opportunity with. I can hardly even sit still. I'm ready to go take a look at it. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh, he's so much bigger than I thought he was. This is awesome. This is what I've wanted to do for 5 years.
Well, it's the second day of Illinois first shotgun season. Yesterday we didn't have much luck, but boy, today paid off. We set up this morning and we had a little forkhorn make his way down this bean field, and this big guy followed behind him, and I'm so excited. This is my first buck ever. I've started deer hunting about 5 years ago, and I've never really been fortunate enough to take a big buck. I'm just so happy. I couldn't thank Tom Ware enough, a fellow Drury team member. He invited us over here to hunt, and it sure did pay off. I just could not be happier.
Well, all in all, it turned out to be a fantastic trip. Just thanks to you, Tom, for making a dream come true for my daughter and for me.
I remember very fondly growing up that deer hunting represented basically one thing, and that was the Missouri rifle season and the time that you had. It was about going to hunting camp and having a blast with all your buddies. That's what deer hunting meant. Now, of course, through time, it's evolved and it's grown into so many more meanings. But in reality, we're going in to explore what deer hunting should be, and that's fun. Fun in camp, fun with your friends, fun with your family. We're gonna see two lifelong friends get together and share some hunts, and we're also gonna see a father-son hunt. Here it's Rod and his dad, Jerry. Once again, they're sharing hunting camp in Jerry's elder years. He's 78 in this particular scene. Rod's 43. Along with that, you'll see the bond between Keith and Jake, lifelong friends. There's a bond between those three, but more importantly, it's the fun they're sharing in camp. Let's get hungry for some Missouri monsters.
That time of the year, Missouri rifle season. We're loading up right now, getting ready to head out to North Missouri, and hopefully my son Adam can have the same luck he had last year. We're going to the same spot he killed his net boom, so. This year it's my turn, right, son? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Like always, he hates morning time. He's crabby. I better let my dog out. She wants to say bye to me. Come on. Oh, there's my beautiful wife.
Well, it's time for northern Missouri deer hunting. You had to swing by Jake's property and pick up all the stuff we need to take up there, and we're ready to go hunting. And I guess you see who's doing all the work while them guys are goofing off.
Is it just you two? I guess it is just you two. What do you mean get those two? Dale. Oh yeah, I forgot about Dale. Yeah, I thought of as you. So where are we going now? Missouri!
Frank, what are you barbecuing tonight?
Chicken, baked beans, and potato casserole. You like that potato casserole? Yeah. It's all about eating.
I think it's recording. What's the button?
Got a red light up there.
You gonna say anything?
Well, we are crossing over from Illinois at Quincy. Just crossed the mighty Mississippi into Missouri. It's the true deer camp. We got 8 guys coming over to my place here in northern Missouri. And it'll be a lot of food, a lot of fun, and hopefully a lot of really good hunting. We got some good deer on this farm, so it's just a matter of being at the right place at the right time.
We have just arrived to our northern Missouri hunting spot. It is looking good, and I'm getting excited because tonight we are barbecuing some chicken and having a delicious meal. You know, it's pretty nice to have younger brothers too. They always get out and open the gates for you. You know what we're gonna have to do, guys? We need to get Rod to work on our living facilities up here, you know what? Come on now. This is what deer camp's about. This is just the first night. What camera abilities? There's a cameraman right there.
You take notes.
You two look.
All right.
Do you see what you're supposed to do?
Keith is now in serious mode.
Oh yeah. You like it?
I hope you got a size for me.
Nope, no size.
Now this is a deer camp, I tell you.
Oh yeah.
We don't even need to hunt, do we? It's one thing he knows how to do is cook.
And eat.
I don't know about hunting, but...
Don't worry about it. I'll do all the camera work, guys. Cameraman. Look at this. All you're worried about is eating. Hey, that looks pretty good.
It is good.
Can you get any more butter on that? I laid in bed last night, thought about all the pictures we got right here on the ground scrape. And there's a stand right there. I think that's going to be my lucky spot this morning. Don't you think?
Marvin, do you think you'll have good luck?
He ain't got a shot.
All right, whatever. Being the seasoned deer hunter I am. Well, we're pulling in. We're real close to where I'm going to be hunting this morning. It's a beautiful spot. I'm looking real forward to getting in this stand and see what happens. Tell you what, this little Thompson Center contender is perfect for these stands and stuff. Just such a small gun, it's easy to maneuver. I love this looking. There's a clump of yellow grass with a bunch of oak leaves above it. There in the field off to the right, that's exactly 150 yards. So that gives me a good bearing as to where I'm at anyway. We saw a couple of does and a couple of yearlings, and that's been it. Oh, that's a good buck. I'm gonna shoot it. Get on it, not the shooter. Get on it. Meh.
Hang on. Go ahead. You got him.
We're sitting here and not seeing much, And this deer walks right out, just comes right out in front of us here. Caught us totally off guard.
Oh, it happened quick.
It happened real quick. Oh man, this is a nice deer. Oh, I love it when they catch you off guard like that. I am fired up, man. This has been a great, great year for me. It couldn't have worked any better. This deer came right out in front of us and just picked bean field. We've been sitting here all morning not seeing much. He looks pretty good laying there.
Looks real good. Wow, yeah. Wow, nice deer. Wow, he's bigger than I thought he was, Keith.
He is beautiful. I mean, that is a beaut.
Wow.
He's got good G1s. Got some stickers sticking out.
Yeah?
Awesome deer. Look how far the stand is from here. I'm not bragging about my shot or nothing, but
It doesn't sound like it.
I couldn't be happier right now. This is also the greatest part about dropping them in the field is you can drive right to them. I like that type of hunt right there. Hey, cameraman, I'm not loading this deer.
Hey, load him up.
Get over.
I gotta film this. Let's go show the guys, huh?
I think so. Let's go. Is that the 11-pointer I wasn't supposed to shoot?
That's him.
He's awesome.
Congratulations, buddy.
What'd you see?
Nothing.
Are you serious? Come on, I hugged you last year. Come on.
Dad got the first one.
I'm filming you now. You don't like Dan?
I mean, not like me. He slept the whole time until I watched for him.
Hey, look at him. What can I say? This has definitely been my year. Opening morning of rifle season in Missouri here, and this big boy walks out about 9 o'clock after a pretty slow morning. Caught us totally off guard. I mean, it's getting that time in the morning where you're not really paying as much attention. Before we knew it, he was well out into the bean field, and we had to look at him, make sure he's a shooter. And the second I looked at him, I knew he was. So the cameraman got on him and put a great shot on him and dropped him in his tracks. That's how I like it. Like I said, I don't know if my year could go any better than it has. This is the second mature deer I've killed, and quite honestly, haven't spent a whole lot of time in the stand. Doesn't get any better than that.
Pops, here's the plan. You know where that bean field that I've been hunting? I mean, I've hunted it the last 3 sits. I'm tired of looking at the bean field. You want to go down there?
Sure, buddy.
All right, let's get ready to roll.
Even though the weather's bad and it's raining and it's supposed to be some high wind, I'm still excited because I'm going to be setting over a 3-acre bean field. And we got a ground blind set up there, and we've had pictures of 3 nice bucks. That just gives you motivation to go out there anyway. Maybe a doe will bring one of those guys out. We finally got settled in here. What a miserable day, but what a great spot.
Rolling, big boy, get out there and get that gate.
Man, it is nasty out there.
Yeah, are you really gonna make me sit in this?
You're the one that talked me into this place.
I know, but you know, sometimes I say things I don't mean. I'm here for you, Bubba.
We're going.
That's your secret weapon there?
That is my secret weapon, buddy.
Thompson Center Contender.
That is a sweet little gun.
Well, it's dark and cloudy. I hope it don't start raining harder.
Let's go see how this turns out tonight.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Just not quite big enough. We just got in here rainy nasty. Not crazy. This craziness might pay off after all.
It's a shooter down. Let's see what it looks like. It is a shooter. He's big.
Yeah.
shouldn't waste time.
There you got him. Good job.
He's a big beast. I don't know, maybe I shot the wrong deer.
Yeah, but it's a big old deer. Did you see the size of that deer? I think that's the biggest thing I ever shot. About home to have to find that out. Sitting here in the rain for an hour, and then all of a sudden, here comes this doe out and this big old buck right behind it. He's down right out there in the bean patch. So I'm kind of anxious to go out and see what he looks like. But I'm kind of excited. Oh man! Oh man, would you look at this? Oh man, look at this critter. That is a good deer. My son hunted this field yesterday morning, yesterday evening, and didn't see a thing. And look what I seen. I shot a deer, a nice deer. Now I got kind of anxious to tell him what happened. He ain't gonna believe this. And this Encore with this 270 barrel, I put the Mac Daddy on him. Oh man, yeah, that's a sweet gun. I couldn't be happier.
He's not a shooter. He's come. How about that? We only been in the stand for 30 minutes. That's our third buck. Just came charging to that rattling. I'm starting to like this rain. Good job.
Come on, buddy. How many times were you going to shoot at that deer? Huh? Huh?
I'm embarrassed.
Why are you embarrassed? Give us some skin,
I hope
bro.
I didn't just make a mistake.
What do you mean a mistake? That's a good looking deer. Huh?
Here's to going out and sticking it out in the rain when it's nasty. We saw 4 bucks and then this deer walks out right at dark. I'm a little nervous. I'm saying daylight. I think I'm more nervous because I just shot 3 times from 70 yards to finally get that deer. Put another shell in.
I might put it.
That was my last shell.
Well, I'm sitting here like, you definitely missed him on the second shot. I might put another shell in.
I don't know what we got, but we got it.
How about that?
I see some antlers sticking up over here, buddy. How about you, buddy?
How about him? Look at that thing. That is a beautiful deer.
Look at the size of this thing.
Yeah, he's got great mass on him.
Dad's not gonna believe it. Bagged and tagged.
You know what?
What?
Maybe now you'll celebrate my kills with me. Now you finally kill one, you growly old thing.
I'm ready. Did you get one? I got one. In the back of the truck.
All right. I want to see this.
We gotta look at that.
He ain't a giant worth getting sick over, Dad, but he's pretty good.
Oh, good. Holy smoly, Ryan. What you got there, big guy?
That's a
Look
dandy.
at the size of this brood.
He's a dandy.
He's a pig.
Look how brown his horns are.
Yeah,
he's
real
got those
brown.
chocolate horns.
Yeah, I love those.
Finally, I'm soaking wet, Dad.
All right. It's worth being soaking wet.
How far was he? The kill shot.
35, 40.
50 yards.
How far was he the first shot?
70. Look at this bruiser. What a way to break myself back into Missouri. This is the first deer that I've killed in Missouri since I was a teenager, where I cut my teeth on deer hunting. And I really have to thank my partner Keith. He had a feeling. He's had the mojo this year with the deer he's killed, and a horrible day couldn't have turned out better for me.
Then out of clear blue, Mr. Wilson says, I've got something to show you too. So we knew right away he had something special down. Like always, we couldn't wait to see what he had just harvested.
Dad, you old booger. I've been hunting this field for this deer, and I finally got tired of looking nothing but an empty field. I send you down here tonight. You just have the karma. I don't know what to say about it. I am so proud of you. This is an absolute Missouri giant. We got all kind of trail camera pictures of this deer right up here. We named him Stickers, and you can see he's got this real neat sticker up here. He's got one coming off the back. I mean, just a true trophy. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you, Pops.
Thank you, son. Love you.
I love you too.
How would you define the evolution of a hunter? Barry and Gene Wenzel wrote about it a long time ago. These two guys were authorities in the whitetail world way back before anybody was even interested in whitetails. And they talked about going through your 20s and wanting to shoot literally everything you saw. And then you start that evolution process, and after you've filled a pickup full of deer or pickup full of turkeys, you wanted to maybe be a little more selective and start passing deer and killing something even better yet. And then you said, you know what, I wouldn't mind harvesting something even a little bit bigger than that, mature deer, 4, 5, 6-year-old animals. Then you go to a level where you say, you know what, I've got one animal in mind. You get him in the back of your mind, and that's the only one you're going to be satisfied with that particular season. And when you get the opportunity to harvest that animal, you better be able to close the deal, because if you don't, you can never ever live it down. A longtime friend of ours, and Steve Stoltz, once said the difference between a good deer season and a great deer season is actually harvesting what you shoot at. Well, that statement rang volumes way back then. Little did we know back then when he said it, but it couldn't be more true. I was kind of anxious to get back here to the farm. We've got our first snowfall of the year, and that's always brought pretty good luck for us. You know, the deer are kind of like we are. I think it kind of gets them up and moving a little bit. Got the old Pro Series suit out for the first time this year. It's cold enough. The temperature is a whopping 26 degrees. Cold weather, first snow of the year, December the 7th, maybe? I think it's December the 7th. We got archery tackle in hand, and we're gonna go after a big heavy tonight. All right, it's game on. The does are walking through. They're all point blank, right there in range. And who would show up but Big Heavy? Picks me off, or picks us off. I don't know if he caught me moving. Here's an animal that's been around here for 6.5 years. Have some shed antlers, knew him pretty well. Big Heavy was one of those deer that has grown up here, literally, because I've seen him for several years. Little did we know, whenever we hooked up with Reconyx, that Mark and I would become Reconyx junkies, Reconyx addicts. I mean, the pictures that we take now literally consume us. Well, I had one deer in particular on my farm that I was really, really after. I named him Mr. Christmas. And I did that because his right side looked like a Christmas tree. He had stickers everywhere. I became all consumed with Mr. Christmas. Here is what I believe to be Mr. Christmas. Not certain of that either, but I think that's who he is. just not 100% sure. Here's one for sure. There's Big Heavy. Here's what he was. Oh, this was 2 springs ago, not this past spring, but the previous spring. And then here's the Dave Greifer shed buck. Now Dave, a good friend of mine, found these, both sides, match set, this past spring. And I've got photos, I got Reconyx pictures of this deer as well. I got Reconyx pictures of both of these. So, and I don't know if this is Christmas or not, just not sure. Kind of looks like him, but kind of doesn't. He's just a stud. Haven't been able to put an eyeball on him either. I was actually wearing out the cameraman, Aaron Bennett. He got tired of me saying, boy, maybe today we'll get an eyeball on Christmas.
All season long, Terry, that's all he's talked about is Mr. Christmas, Big Heavy, preferably Mr. Christmas. Almost every hunt we went out, maybe we'll see him today.
Or maybe today we'll get a chance at Mr. Christmas. Or maybe today we'll see him when we go in or see him when we go out. But just didn't seem to work out that way. We could not see that deer. It looks like they're calling for 8 to 10 here, 7 to 9. You don't know what actually we're gonna get. We got freezing rain right now. The temperature's probably hovering around 30, I guess, maybe a little above. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna sit in a box blind this evening because of the camera equipment. You know, try and keep it dry, so we're gonna be out of the conditions. Plus, it'll be a little bit more comfortable to shoot.
Well, we got a little ice on the windows, so we're gonna open them up. I got a feeling the shooting's gonna be a little bit too far, too distant, but you never know. You may get a bruiser walk right through. We're after a couple big deer. After Big Heavy and Mr. Christmas, we got 2 deer on our hit list. Actually 3. We're talking about Dave Greifer shed buck too. We got 3. Unfortunately, the food in front of our box blind is gone, so they're kind of short-circuiting us a little bit. They're coming out a little bit further over, but that's all right. Maybe we'll lay eyeballs on a good one this evening. 2 years in a row, I've shot a deer in the snow. We'll see if we can make it 3 consecutively. That'd be pretty cool if we could. We're hoping. Keep our fingers crossed.
Well, we're sitting in a box blind, trying to protect the cameras, and who would show up once again but Big Heavy?
That's the deer I'm after. This is the fourth encounter I've had with that animal. I just cannot seem to get him in bow range. He popped out, he was at about, I don't know, maybe 60, 65 yards. He got to 70 pretty quick.
He comes out at about 65, 70 yards and kind of walks the other direction. But the fact that we see him, get an eyeball on him, we know where he's at, is pretty promising, very encouraging. All the deer seem to be short-circuiting us a little bit. And when I say that, I mean they're taking as few steps as possible to get directly to the food source, and they're not walking by box blinds and tree stands and all that other stuff that we've spent all year trying to anticipate their movement. But we're in a spot where if they do walk through there, they're well within bow range. Of all animals, we see a little doe pop out, and who would be behind her but Mr. Christmas? They squirted into the corn. We got very minimal amount of footage of him, but the fact that he was there and the fact that he was with a doe that's in estrus or following her led me to believe that I might see him again.
Well, going back after a deer that I've been after all year, and we finally laid an eyeball on him last night. Here's December the 11th or 12th, I think it is, the 12th maybe. And I finally got to look at him all year. I've been after this one particular deer, Mr. Christmas, and we finally did see him last night.
You'd have been crazy not to go back there, so we chose to go back to that particular spot the next evening. What are the odds of seeing him again? I'd say the odds are pretty high. So we're gonna go back there, we've got the right wind, we're gonna sit there like church mice and not move, not budge.
The unique thing about this spot is the trees that we're in are so small, and Terry and I are actually about 10 yards apart. I mean, the diameter of these trees is like that. I mean, it's amazing we were able to get our stands in the trees. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, the deer do not pick us out. I don't know if it's because we have cedar trees and evergreen trees right behind us as a backdrop, but they always walk right past.
Well, we had a little bit of sleet, a little bit of falling weather, and we were really worried about losing a camera and ruining a camera. So Aaron Bennett takes it upon himself to stick the big camera in his coat, right in front to make sure that we didn't ruin it, and pulls the palm out.
Now, some of the complications with using these palm quarters is 1, the battery doesn't last long. 2, they're hard to focus, they're almost impossible to focus. And 3, they're hard to hold still. All of a sudden, a doe pops out behind Terry, and who's behind him but Mr. Christmas? So here I am with the little palm quarter, trying to zoom in, hold still, trying to get to focus through these tree branches, but it won't do it. So there's a lot of footage I could not get of this deer until he walked into a certain spot. Right when he got to the edge of the corn is when I was able to finally get some decent footage of this deer. Okay, so Mr. Christmas follows this doe in the corn, and we just know this deer is gonna pop out.
And if you know big deer like we do, they're gonna follow that doe. If she's in estrus and she's squirting through, what's he gonna do? He's gonna trot with a little bit of urgency as well. I was ready to get out, literally ready to climb out of the tree. I didn't even want to hunt anymore. I was done, mad at myself, dejected, and feeling pretty doggone aggravated.
I look at Terry and I thought he was gonna jump out of the tree, but I said, hey, that doe's in heat. Let's see what happens. You never know. Another buck could show up, probably not, but you never know.
Well, reluctantly, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes had went by, but I went ahead and knocked another arrow and sat there, patiently, but replaying that shot over and over in my mind. I really didn't want to hunt, but much to my surprise, I turned around at one point and said, hey, there's 2 more does coming. Couldn't believe my eyes, but another shooter on the field right behind these 2 does. Knew immediately what buck this was. Here's a deer that I also had pictures of. I couldn't believe this animal was on the field.
the worst evening of my life, followed up by maybe the best evening of my life. I've waited all season to see 2 deer, Mr. Christmas, and we call the other one the Dave Greither shed buck because he found the sheds to it this past spring. And I have Christmas at 40-some yards, and I botched that shot up completely. Waited all year for that shot. Had ranged it, knew what the distance was, and I just flat missed him. I just blew it. Well, I'm sitting here as dejected as could be. Go ahead and knock another arrow thinking, you know what? That doe was in. There maybe could be another buck possibly on that trail. Well, as luck would have it, I look down and I see 2 does coming up there with this giant rack following them way, way down at the end of the field. I turn around and tell Aaron, hey, there's a shooter coming. And I'll be doggone if these 2 does didn't walk literally 15 yards under the tree, and he's out there, he was at 29 yards. But poleaxed him right where you need to put it. I mean, he bit the dust, heard him go down, and I just could not be happier. Lowest of lows to the highest of highs. And this particular buck, I know him very well. I got pictures of him. We got his sheds, both sides from last year. He was living right here, and he's been a nocturnal deer. This is the first time I've laid eyes on him during daylight hours, to my knowledge. And I'll be doggone if we didn't see Mr. Christmas and the Dave Greither shed buck the same evening within a matter of 35 or 40 minutes. And just a nice, nice deer. Great deer. Lucky, lucky hunter, and I'm tickled to death.
As hunters, I think we really do evolve as we age. We go through different levels as a sportsman. That highest level is when you start getting rid of some of the selfish tendencies about trying to put your hands around a trophy buck and you start giving back. I'm so thankful that so many of the Drury Outdoors team members, in fact, all of them have that desire to give back. I don't know that we've ever seen a better example of that than the one that Eric Grover set this year. This year he sent in a hunt that I was just floored when I watched it. The story of Dakota and Tanya, up there with Bill Rands and all the fine folks up there at Ladysmith, to see the level of commitment that those gentlemen made. These guys truly are unselfish. Let's head now to Ladysmith and let's watch one of the best hunts in Drury Outdoors history.
Well, 2009 fall's here, and I got a call from Bill Rands. It's time to get up to Ladysmith. We've got 2 kids in town, and we're gonna go bear hunt and whitetail hunt and have another good year up in Ladysmith. We've got Tanya and Dakota, and what an exciting group of people up there that get together every year and put on just a wonderful hunt. The shot program, Catch a Dream, they get together with these kids and they make something magical happen in about a 3-day period. Tanya, she's going to be set up with quite a surprise here at the rifle range. She's got a gun that's got an LCD screen mounted on top of the scope, and it's got a little sift and puff where she can pull the trigger by sucking on this little tube. So we're excited just to check it out and see how it's going to work. You hit him right in the boiler.
We got a couple of shooters here. They didn't miss a thing.
It's showtime. Yeah. Squeeze the trigger and down they go.
Yeah.
First night out, Tanya's going after a big buck. Bill Rands has been watching this buck with his Reconyx camera on a biologic field, and Bill had another surprise for us. They've created a new tree stand. It's called Elevated Solutions. This tree stand has allowed Tanya to go up 12 feet in the air, just like a normal hunter, and I'm with her, along with her Uncle Mike, and we're gonna see what happens.
got him. Nice shot. Unbelievable, Mike. He's a big guy.
That's a nice buck.
That's a big one. Wow, Tanya, that is a monster buck.
Yes, it is. Many people have many years never kill a buck like that.
That is a monster buck, Tanya. You should be very proud.
Nice person that set me up. And a nice person to help me.
Yeah. Did a heck of a job, didn't he?
You're just nice people all around.
But we went back to camp and we watched the video on the big screen. But when we watched it on the big screen, we could tell it was just a little bit high. But we had a search party going on the second day looking for crab claw. Late in the day, they actually came across crab claw's bed. They could tell they had kicked him up, 24 hours after roughly the shot. This was not a good sign. The guys backed off and decided we'd wait a day or two before we went after crab claw again. Dakota's 11 years old, and I tell you what, Dakota is having a day of his life here in Ladysmith. The second day out, Dakota goes on stand, gets a chance at a whitetail.
She's here.
Yeah. Way to go, buddy. Way to go, Dakota. Way to go, man. Yeah. That's the way to go. Good job. Good job.
I hit him, I know for sure.
I believe you did.
Wow, you talk about excitement. Magical, magical, magical. Here's Dakota's day. Doe in the morning, black bear at 2 o'clock, 8-point buck, probably 5:30 in the afternoon. I think we'll call this triple play day for Dakota. Congratulations. You got 3 animals, big game animals, fair chase, all in one day. Way to go, boy.
Is that a little magic or not?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it was. Beautiful job.
Isn't she?
Beautiful job.
Well, Tanya's got her doe down, and now it's back to the same tree stand where she had a chance at crab claw, where she knocked crab claw down the first night out. We haven't found crab claw yet. We'll continue to look, but it's time for Tanya to go hunting again. So it's back to the elevated solution tree stand. One more time, let's see what happens. Doesn't get any better than this in Ladysmith. This time the buck doesn't get off the field. Here again, Tanya and Mike get to celebrate. This buck is down, and Tanya is pretty excited young lady. Everybody shows up to give Tanya a high five and thumbs up. She is one happy lady and a very emotional family.
You know, like Rico says, it's a miracle. It's a gift from God. This is just simply awesome.
These memories not only are for you guys, but it's just as much for us as it is in the memories of these hunts and these opportunities. They stick out more than any of the deer that we've ever shot.
You bet.
That's why we love to continue to offer these opportunities for you guys. It's great. We really enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Something about this hunt with the shot program. I think with all the hard effort that these people put into this hunt, it's why it's so magical. And every year I look forward to coming back to Ladysmith to spend time with Bill Rands and his friends. Drury Outdoors wants to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of your hunt. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks, Dakota. To all your families. and everybody in Ladysmith. They're truly great people. Well, Bill Rands is a pretty determined man. He wanted to see Tanya finish her quest, the pursuit of crab claw. So since September 24th, Bill Rands patterned crab claw for now 80 days. December 13th is the day. He's got a heart of gold, and I tell you, when it comes to helping kids accomplish their goals in the outdoors, there ain't no better guy than Bill Rands. Well, it wasn't long. We did have deer on the field, and first deer that showed up actually was a nice buck. Everybody was getting pretty excited. Bill had told us that you have one test that you have to pass, and that is making sure the mature does don't get you. We knew if we passed the test, it wouldn't be long and the big bucks would show.
Still coming. Hey, Mike, there's a bigger one behind him.
Tanya, you buried it right in him.
Yep, I think we got a done deal.
Tanya, good job. Good job, Tanya.
Done deal, kid.
Wow.
We finally took care of business.
Tanya, that was a great shot. Unbelievable shot, Tanya. You buried that right in the boiler.
Oh, it did.
I didn't see it.
Oh, they're perfect.
Just perfect. I want a high five. I want a high five.
High five 'em.
We've all been
Tanya,
waiting for
Tanya,
this moment.
Tanya.
I mean,
Tanya, here, say it.
I shot him off. I got him.
There he is, right there.
Come on.
Crab claws down. 3 months. Good job, Toad. 3 months. Good job. Way to set it up. Mike, good job. 3 months in the waiting room. Rico, you guys are awesome.
Bill had told us earlier that day that he had a special spot for crab claw. Bill had he had an old placemat that there's a lady standing next to her buck in her living room, and he says, after we get crab claw, he says, I'm gonna hang crab claw in my living room, and we're gonna put Tanya right next to this big buck, and she's gonna tell the story about crab claw. And that's exactly what he did.
Takes quite a buck to get this honor, I know that.
That's it. They don't all get in here. We're finally putting some closure on this.
Yes.
We got crab claw. It's taken us 80 days to do it.
Yeah. Well, we got him.
We got him.
Yeah.
Relentless pursuit of crab claw. We never gave up. You did a great job. We've got closure
Yeah,
on this
I
chapter.
think everybody that went home looked for him, and not just anybody would do that. So, and I mean, thanks someone special.
Yeah, well,
One looked for it.
and you are someone special.
Oh, thank you. Thank you much.
It's been a lot of fun, Tanya.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
It doesn't get any better in the north woods of Wisconsin to find people like this that put so much effort into making a hunt and a dream come true for a young lady that's been through it all. Great job, guys. Drury Outdoors and myself, it's been a pleasure to be part of your hunt.
Well, we opened this whole thing up by saying the revolution continues.
There's no way that this revolution has ended. We want to make our productions better and better and better.
We're always going to think outside the box, outside the shell.
We're always going to be true to the animal first and foremost. We're going to be true to each other, and we're going to be true to our viewers.
That's what we're all about, being the best that we possibly can be each and every day.
We hope that you enjoyed Dream Season 13. We hope that you'll continue with us as we go down our journey through life. We hope that you'll follow us next year as we continue the revolution in Dream Season 14. But for now, thanks for watching the video. As we always say, it was created for you.